first Zoom call almost an hour and a half ago. It takes us an hour and a half to prepare for like an hour-long podcast where we talk out of our asses about F1.
Well, honestly, I would say maybe 5% of that was preparation. 95% of that was bullshitting, just catching up and having fun.
Look, when you were a top-level actor, when you were in the theater and you're doing Broadway shows, you have these things that you exercise with, that you stretch the throat muscles out with. Words you say.
Free Shakespeare in the Park is not Broadway. Sorry.
You're right.
Bring it down a little bit.
Yeah, that's not where I was going at all. All I'm saying is that, like, no matter what, no matter what, you have to do these exercises. It's like stretching your legs before you run. Usain Bolt would never just go to a race cold. He might eat chicken nuggets before a race, but he never just goes into a race cold. He does his warm up. He does his stretches, and our stretches are just riffing on random shit that has nothing to do with Formula One. And so that's our mother pheasant plucker, or our unique New York before the podcast.
I like the mother pheasant plucker.
Yeah, try saying that 5 times fast right now. Just try.
It sounds like a
try saying it. Just try saying it.
Mother pleasant pucker.
No, you already fucked it up.
That sounds like something that like
mother pheasant feather plucker.
No, you already fucked it up.
Your librarian would say that instead of saying motherfucker.
Mother pheasant plucker.
Mother pheasant plucker.
No, you already fucked it up, Tom. You fucked it up.
Fuck this. All right, let's talk about fucking Formula One. Jesus,
should we talk about Formula One?
Let's talk about Formula One.
Shit.
All right, look, before we talk about Formula One, we have to pass through the gate. So, and that gate is welcome to the Tire Preference Podcast.
Hello.
Howdy.
I'm Jake, along always with Tyler.
Hi.
And Dave.
Yo.
And we're here to talk about some Formula One.
And Formula One accessories.
And Formula One things. All of the Formula One stuffs.
I just saw Hank Hill there for a second.
My friend he sent me a picture of a tattoo, and it was like Hank is a leather daddy, and it was like, I sell propane and propane accessories. All right.
Yeah.
Well, should we?
There's our intro.
Right. Dive head first.
Well, first off, I guess we haven't done this in a long time. So, what you guys drinking?
Oh shit! You know what? I think it's been a few.
It's been a few. So this is like it might not be spoken of every time, but this is a drink along podcast. Drink whatever you want. Could be a glass of water. Could be a beer. We're drinking beer. The idea is we just want to, kind of make up this atmosphere. We're just a couple of buddies drinking beers, talking F1.
That's what I mean. That's basically down to the core. That's all it really is.
That's really all it is. Yeah. Good days and bad days. So, Tyler, what are you drinking over there?
I'm drinking Sierra Nevada Pale Ale in the 19.2 fluid ounce can.
Oh, look at you. I'm also drinking Sierra Nevada. I have Torpedo IPA in the 16 ounce can. Yeah, they are delicious, and I got 2 of them.
Very nice.
Nice. I'm on a Blue Moon, and
what's your orange?
I even bought an orange and was gonna slice it up and everything, but then I was like, it's gonna be a lot of hassle to do while fucking doing a podcast, so I'm just doing straight out the can tonight. I'm gonna eat the orange on its own.
Did you say you have
raw dog in the blue moon? It is raw dog in the blue moon.
Raw dog in a blue moon.
No citrus in that.
I think Annie almost blew snot out her nose laughing because she was trying to hold it back after you said raw dog in a blue moon.
You gotta have blue moon with an orange. Sorry, you have to have a orange with the blue moon. You don't need a beer every time you have an orange.
I like your style, though.
Yeah, no shit. Every time I grab into a navel orange, I always have to have me a blue moon.
Yeah. Every time I have orange juice, there better be Coors Light nearby.
Or champagne, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you got to get your mimosa on in.
Fuck yeah.
It is not just a brunch drink. Don't let them, don't let them fool you. You can have a mimosa whenever you want.
I fucking love mimosas. Basic bitch.
Fucking love mimosas, yeah. I worked with some guy who was like, manly man. I own, a truck and I, do chew and I watch sports and all that stuff. And I brought up having mimosas at brunch. He's like, man, I could never do that. I'm like, what? Go to brunch? He's like, no, have a mimosa. It's like a girly drink. I'm like, you've never fucking had one that they're delicious. They're like orange juice. He's like, yeah. I'm like, it's orange juice with alcohol. And he goes, no, ain't doing it. Mimosa is a girly drink.
Yeah, no shame in my game. I fucking love mimosas.
Mimosas are a delicious drink. Yeah, they're so good.
They're so good. If you have never had
one, I mean, you fight off scurvy and get drunk at the same time.
That's the best.
And it's socially acceptable to drink it at in the morning if you're having a mimosa.
Yeah, it's brunch, bro. What are you talking about?
Fuck yeah.
This is socially acceptable.
There was last thing I want to talk about on alcohol talk on the Tire Purpose podcast is there was a trend going around for a while on Instagram where people were showing how they mixed orange juice with champagne. Ooh, yeah. And my favorite one was, and if you're a chemist, you'll get this reference. They had the full flute of champagne. There was almost no room. And what they did was they took the jug of orange juice and they put it on the other side of the flute. So if you can imagine in your mind, you have between your hand and your body a flute of champagne, and in your hand is a juice. And they would shake the juice and they would waft the scent of the juice over the rim of the champagne.
Now that's a mimosa.
Because you don't smell out of a beaker or a tube in chemistry.
No, you waft it.
You waft, yes.
Amazing. One of my favorite videos is he takes a whole fucking bottle of champagne and he kind of cuts the bottom of a bottle of simply orange juice out that he cut a lot of it, half of it out of, and he chugs a fucking both things at one time. And it's just the look on his face is he just belched. It was fucking one of the loudest belches I've ever seen.
You see his teeth spread a little bit.
Fuck yeah, it was great.
Okay, Formula One.
Formula One. Let's talk about Formula One.
Well, let's. I think we should just start with jumping straight into the Formula One news because we're not coming off a race weekend. It is a race week, so that's exciting, and we'll get to that later in the podcast. But right now,
let's start out with a nibble.
Let's start out with some news.
A little. You want a little nibble of news? A little nibble. This is breaking news, so this is a shocker. So everyone, this is breaking as of. Check where it goes.
Breaking fucking news, but I gotta pull it up on my goddamn phone.
It was breaking as of 11 hours ago. F1, and the Austrian Grand Prix have signed another contract to extend it for 4 years. The reason it's breaking news and such a shocker is Red Bull is now a two-time world champion in the last 2 years, and they extended their race that all the Max Verstappen fans come to. Big surprise.
No kidding. Big money maker. I mean, that's a smart move by F1. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. It's a cool track. I like that track too.
It is fun too. It's fast. It's technical.
It's short. So you see a lot of people getting lapped and you have to deal with a lot more traffic than you would at say fucking in Austin or something, or where they race the British Grand Prix.
It definitely makes watching
one of the biggest races on the fucking calendar.
Yeah. It definitely makes watching the practices more interesting.
Yeah.
And qualifying. So it's something to pay attention to on that race for sure.
Yeah. And it might be the biggest race on the calendar over in England, but there's a fucking bay full of tea that says, I don't give a shit.
Right.
Just kidding. I like that race.
So I read that and I was like, oh, so first off, my reaction was, oh, and I ran around the room and I was like, punching the air and just out of excitement and all that. And then I realized that Austria spelled Austria, not like Belgium, and I got really fucking just like whatever, dude. Because I thought they were extending the contract to Spa, not.
I thought they already did that.
Yeah, but I thought they extended it even more. So, like, my first thing, like, when I think this is like in my heart, I'm just hoping that they just keep Spa around forever. So, even though they just had an
iconic track on the calendar, I don't see it going away. Barring like, I don't know,
a war,
another U.S. race coming in and taking over.
I'm sure there's going to be another one. It's like we're
going to race in downtown Manhattan now.
Yeah, I was going to say the race of Detroit.
Yeah. Can you imagine like one pothole? It's going to look like, what's it, Jensen Button that had like or was it Max Verstappen that had the critical failure and they were going down the main straight and both the front wheels just exploded?
No, that was before Max this time.
Was it Button?
No, it wasn't Button. Button, I don't think he ever drove for Red Bull.
Kvyat? Or what? What's the other guy's name?
I don't know. It wasn't either of those guys.
I'm pretty sure it was Button.
It was not Jensen Button. Jensen Button didn't fucking drive for Red Bull.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
But I do have some Jensen Button news while we're on the topic of it.
Yeah,
Jensen Button signed a 3-race contract with NASCAR, and he's going to be racing alongside.
I saw that.
Kimi Räikkönen in Austin, Texas this year.
Yeah, I saw that, and there was a NASCAR driver. I saw one of his interviews, and he had like some. I shouldn't have even opened my mouth because I don't even know what I'm talking about. So, Jesus Christ,
fucked it up.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And then he's also going to do 24-hour Le Mans because they're going to use a like a NASCAR Camaro. I think they're going to be racing basically like a NASCAR at 24-hour Le Mans this year, and Jensen Button is going to be piloting that little.
Can a NASCAR handle Le Mans?
We're going to find out.
It was Sebastian Buemi in 2010.
Told you. Anyway, yeah. So if you haven't seen that video, look it up. It's I'm sure you fans have seen it. It's a Red Bull, or no, it's a Toro Rosso driving down the track, and all of a sudden the front wheels just blow off of it.
I've seen it actually pop up on my reels a couple of times in the last like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Same season.
Now it's really bothering me that I don't know who that fucking driver was.
Anywho, we're gonna move on.
We're gonna move on.
In the comments or something if we.
Yeah, I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah. Moving on. All right, who's next? Who's got something?
Okay, I guess I'll go. Well, here...
research.
And I'll jump at once.
Well, Dave, do you have anything you want to talk about?
No, not at all. Dude, I just edited the last podcast we did after I got off work today. And I'm gonna have to edit this one tomorrow before get it out before the next race weekend. So yeah, my weekend's been my whole fucking last 2 weeks been way too hectic to pay attention to too much. Sorry guys. Yeah. I'm ill prepared.
You're good. It's bananas out there.
It's bananas.
I did all my research very last minute.
Yeah, so one thing that I can talk about, Mark Webber, that was the guy I was thinking of.
Boom.
Oh.
Boom. It just came to me. So one thing I can talk about is Ferrari. Man, not off to a great start.
No.
Nope. How good is that start going for them, Jake?
Not very good at all. So we have a bit of grid penalty for Charles Leclerc because he is on his third ECU after the first race, and each team gets allocated 2 for the whole fucking 22 race season.
Yeah. And we're already on our third on race 2.
Yeah, well, so here's something else to think about. If the ECU is a problem in one car, it's going to be a problem in both the cars. So we're thinking Carlos Sainz might also have some fuck up later, and that's assuming that fucking they can figure Leclerc's car out after the second race of the 22 race season. So it's a 10 place grid penalty, which is steep.
You know what's funny? I was talking to Andy today and I was like, I think I might have picked my team way too early. I should have watched a few seasons before I picked a team.
Fuck you, Dave.
But no, I still can't deny. I picked my team because I love Ferraris. They're beautiful cars. I still stand by that, but their fucking F1 team is fucking up, man. And it's
a face
irritating.
Palmer. It is. It's
irritation. Hey,
it is straight irritation. That's what it's like being a Ferrari fan. It's just it's a lot of emotional investment with not much return.
Well, at least for the last 20 years, 16 years, 15 years, something.
That's a lot of fucking years, man.
That's a lot of years. Yeah, especially for me coming in. I don't know what winning feels like. God damn it, I want to feel like
that. It's disappointment wrapped up in scarlet sadness.
Well, I mean, I've got a couple of race wins I cheered about, but
it's just looking like Red Bull this year is going to be unfucking
another dominant force. Yeah.
Ferrari is just going to, fizzle out.
No, they're going to be fucking surpassed by Aston Martin.
Yeah. That's
Can you just imagine like Lance Stroll next season, or not Lance Stroll, just like Charles Leclerc stepping out of his pit box, and then fucking Lance Stroll is in the box next to him, but just like one spot further up.
Hey neighbors.
I saw them doing fairly well this season, but I was thinking, maybe best of the rest, not like fighting for the top 3. That's crazy stuff.
It's so fucking annoying.
Are you guys
get your shit together?
And so
Ferrari to be fighting for best of the rest?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. It hurts to even think about.
Yeah. Man, that takes the wind out of your sails faster than like them fucking up a pit stop.
Right?
Yeah, you joke now, but just wait. Like 6 to 10 years, Red Bull's gonna be doing the same fucking shit.
6 to 10 years.
6 to 10 years.
That's all right. I got 6 to 10 years to just build it up.
Well, go out while you can. That's all I'm gonna say. One day.
Yeah, no shit. Ferrari will be back on top. I honestly think that, like, I hate to even say this, but I'm getting like really terrible Williams vibes from Ferrari, where you're just like, you are a fish out of water. You're not like a fucking lion of the Serengeti hunting down a gazelle.
The thing is with Ferrari though, they're like, they have more money coming in than Williams. Like Williams was a racing. That's all they do, right? They don't make cars. They don't have other like Ferrari. They're not gonna.
I mean, you could argue that Ferrari does the same fucking thing. They sell cars to race. That's their whole life is racing.
Yeah. So they'll be back on top. Don't kill my dream.
This is all they care about, Dave. They don't care about fucking any other racing. They care about F1. And what are they doing?
They're not doing a very good job of caring about.
They don't care
right
that
now.
much about
it.
They
were like, "Oh, we have the pace of the Red Bull this year," and you're like, "Okay, well, you went out for a lap and got the same time as a Red Bull that was on a lap."
And did you have the same fucking fuel?
Race pace was not a fucking thing.
Can we back this up really quick? Because you said that they were. What did you say? They had the pace of the Red Bull, or like they could fight the Red Bull? Or what is it? What did you say? What was the wording?
Just a second ago. You want to back up like 0.2 seconds?
No, so saying like they're like, oh yeah, we have the pace. We can be Red Bull. Like yeah, we're just as fast as Red Bull. We can do a Red Bull.
No, then. They cannot.
No, they said they had the pace of a Red Bull for a lap.
You're right. They did have the pace of a Red Bull for a lap, which was the opening race of the season, and they both broke down.
Last year.
And this year, it was at the same track. So
is that the joke you're trying to make?
It's a stretch.
Like it's a year ago. Okay. Yeah. So no. In practice and whatever, Ferrari kept saying like, "Oh, we have, we're on pace like in qualifying." It's like, okay, yeah, under optimal, conditions where you don't have to fucking think about nothing, you just know to make the car as fast as possible. Sure, you have comparable speed to the F1, but as far as race pace goes, good fucking night, there's nothing's keeping up with those Red Bulls. It's just gonna be a really dominant season for them, and it's gonna be a really fucking boring season, to be honest with you. It's gonna be like, Mercedes was like 3 years ago, where it's just like, okay, well, let's see how much Lewis Hamilton can win by.
Yeah. Well, the thing that's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say is like, if barring any like crazy DNFs like last season, I think Verstappen's going to beat his race wins record from last season.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
I think that's the kind of year we're looking at.
And all these teams are like, oh man, you just wait till we get our upgrades. Once we get our upgrades, man, brother, we're gonna be so good. And it's just like, I don't
see him.
I don't
making up that time.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
I just don't.
Because
Mercedes,
it takes a
McLaren,
long time to get
Ferrari.
those upgrades.
I don't see it happening. So someone else who's not having a very good season so far is
Lando Norris. Oh no, Mercedes. Yeah,
close.
Well,
but it's Mercedes. Like it's they're doing dog shit, and they started off the season with no side pods still, and it's just, so the whole like no side pods thing for me is like Mercedes being really out of character and not going, we are just going to do the best idea for the thing, and if it doesn't work out, we can go on to the next great idea. But they're not doing that. They're like doubling down, and they're getting a little fucking ornery about it. So like, we're just going to like the no side pods is a good fucking idea. We're just gonna keep rolling with it. Yeah,
it sounds like
we know what we're talking about.
Drive faster. Like,
it sounds like Zafira says this is a good idea,
no shit.
So we are going to stick with it.
We're going to stick with it, whether it be like it or not.
Yeah.
So they have chosen, but then I tell that the next major aero package includes side pods.
Yeah, they're bringing the side pods back.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you're beating a dead horse trying to get that to work, and it hasn't worked.
It hasn't worked.
Bring back the side pods.
Well, no,
I need the side pods for aero.
And Lewis Hamilton was at best fifth fastest the last race. It's like,
this is the thing that's going to fuck Mercedes, is that shit takes time. Like, it takes them a little while to design it, build it, manufacture it, get it, and even then, if they show up, that might not be the answer to all their fucking problems.
Right.
It was just fucking ridiculous because preseason testing last year, they ran real strong because they had side pods, and then they come to the race, gone no side pods, porpoising out the wazoo, fucking terrible season, and they've already rumored that this season's going to be scraped for the next season.
That's why I did immediately. Like last year when they brought in that zero side pod thing and were just failing, why didn't they immediately bring back their side pods? They had them. No. They used them in testing. Fucking bring them right back in.
Exactly.
I think it has a lot to do with the cost cap, and they probably just they trashed the side pods and they thought this is going to be great, and let's invest all of our money in other shit like paint. And
and this year they decided to not go with paint, so they have side pod money.
It's just like, I just can't help but think that Mercedes is the next Ferrari. Like, they're just on the slow,
it's looking that way.
The styrofoam cup.
Maybe they'll
like
buffer
sailing down the ocean to the Marianas Trench. They're just getting smaller and smaller and smaller, but they're there still. Yeah. It's fucking awful. I hate it.
Yeah, so that's also kind of stirring the rumor mill, because it sounds like if Lewis Hamilton keeps getting a little frustrated, he might have his eyes on Ferrari.
Say you got 2 Ferrari contracts up in 2024, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Ferrari is becoming less and less desirable.
No shit. Mercedes got to be pretty goddamn bad.
That'd be like someone be like, man, growing up, I really like Williams. Like the 70s or whatever. I really want to be on Williams like in 1980 when they started, or 90 or whatever the fuck. I don't know when Williams started doing shitty because I've been watching F1 that long. But
I do think that you might be onto something there. Like, I think growing up, like if you grew up and got into the sport of F1 and like you're racing there, like the iconic team to drive for was Ferrari. So to even 100%. Have like 2 seasons there, even if you just, didn't have a chance on winning the championship, but you just did it,
right. They're like the Yankees. It's like secretly everyone wants to wear those pinstripes. You can't say no. Everyone wants to wear them pinstripes.
Yeah. I would equate it to, even though Lewis Hamilton's not retired, but when Marshawn Lynch came out of retirement for the Seahawks to play 1 season or 2 seasons with the Raiders because he was from Oakland.
Yeah, he just wanted there are certain teams that you just want to play on.
Yeah. So that's my guess.
But there's been no football players that have ever come from Cleveland that have come out of retirement to play for the Browns for a season. So
yeah, no shit. Well, the other thing too, like with fucking or someone's just like, I have to play for the Dolphins for a year. Like I'm from Miami.
Like Brett Favre is not like getting a 2-course class at Michigan State to play on their fucking football team. For a season.
Oh shit, what was I gonna say? I had something to add to that. Oh, but that's the thing is like I don't know if there's gonna be any openings at Ferrari unless Charles Leclerc gets real fucking tired of what he's doing, in which case that Mercedes seat might seem pretty interesting to him.
I'll say it seems like he's getting more frustrated and
yeah. I mean, you can even like just look at the interviews between last season Charles Leclerc defeated, beat down, bummed out. Preseason Charles Leclerc slightly optimistic. We're not saying on cloud 9, but he's like he sees some potential. And then post first race interview Charles Leclerc is the exact fucking same as the end of the year Charles Leclerc.
So is
same just like this
so
is
you're saying Mattia Binotto was not the problem.
No, I don't.
I think the car is the problem.
I think the problem is like
higher the CEOs, up is the problem.
The CEOs are kind of God handing a lot of the things, and they're not letting the people that have been boots on the ground dictate what's happening. They're just going, well, I'm the boss, and I say what's happening.
And shareholders and blah blah blah. Yeah.
Right, and just because you know how to sell cars does not mean you know how to manage a fucking race team. I manage the most successful office in Ferrari. We sell the most Ferrari cars out of any dealership, whatever. Don't mean you know how to run a race team. So watch out the motherfuckers that have worked their way up from wheel gun man to aero engineer to team boss decide how the fucking car should work.
Yeah.
But that's just
it's like take a page out of Red Bull's book and let them be kind of autonomous from their parent company and let them just kind of do their racing thing.
That's a lot fucking easier when your parent company's making energy drinks and not cars.
To fund the to fund the F1 racing team. Like I feel like there's, and this is no pun on their color, I feel like there is a lot of red tape at Ferrari.
There's a lot of red tape.
It's all
there's
red
a lot
tape
of
Ferrari.
It's not red tape. It's green, white, and red tape at Ferrari.
We're Italian.
You don't listen to us.
Yeah, we're Italian.
Yeah, if you don't listen to us, then it's pasta la vista.
Pasta la vista. Yeah.
Pasta la vista.
You're getting a saltwater Brian Boyle.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how they execute people at Ferrari.
Yeah, I was just thinking like that's the fucking
like the lobsters.
we did it like the lobsters. We you do what you gotta do.
If you fuck up a Ferrari, you get exiled to New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like you have to live in like a Little Italy section. Yeah. Like you live in Little Italy of New Jersey, and it's just a bunch of people like from the fucking Jersey Shore TV show.
Mm-hmm. Like Matteo Bonito was in the beginning of Drive to Survive, driving around in an old Fiat in the orchards or the vineyards of Italy, like living high society, and now he's driving down to the L store in a fucking AMC Pacer, Gremlin, getting a brown bagger to take home.
Yeah, he just brown bagging to watch a race weekend. Yeah.
Oh shit!
It's like his wife's yelling at him, "The fuck did you buy? Just a couple of long necks. Leave me alone, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck."
I like to think it's either like that or the ending of Goodfellas when he's just like, "We can get everything we want. The whole world is for our taking. We work for Ferrari, and now you order a plate of spaghetti and you get egg noodles with ketchup on it."
It's just like an awesome another part. When he started fucking up in Ferrari is when Ray Liotta's driving down the road, noticing there's a helicopter following him.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like Ferrari's helicopter's following you because you suck.
No, there's this electrical issue in the car. It's like, so the doc took pity on me and he gave me some Valium. So what did I do? I told her, I was like, you need to talk to the drivers about whatever tire strategy they want. What does she do? She didn't fucking do it.
Right. If you selling drugs is managing, so managing a cruise is managing an F1 team. Selling drugs is winning racing, and pretty much Goodfellas is an F1 documentary.
Yeah, exactly. And like when he's in prison and he's making all of his money, that's just Ferrari selling cars to the general public. So like when they send Mattia to like a dealership, when he comes back, it's when like Polly's just like, okay, that shit you did in prison, that was just to get you through that. Like now you're straight, you're back to the F1 team, right?
Yeah, and what's his name? Vassar is fucking you think I'm a clown? Funny like a clown? What the fuck's that guy's
Joe
Pesci.
Yeah. Vassar is Joe Pesci.
Kind of looks like him.
Yeah. So like they let Matteo go. He's like, I got $1,500 in an F40 for a lifetime.
Well, speaking of extravagant spending, I got some other news we can talk about.
Sure, yeah. Let's move on from the
F1
comparison. Ferrari being compared to Goodfellas.
Just selling drugs. So MSC Cruises and Formula One joined forces.
Who?
Oh
MSC
yeah,
Cruises.
Right.
MSC Cruises. I don't know what the fuck MSC stands for because the 20 minutes of research I didn't tell me. But
so like cruises, cruise ships.
It's like a cruise ship. I think it's out of England because the money involved is in pounds and not euros. So they've had Brexit, so that's kind of a thing now. But yeah, I can only assume that MSC stands for Majesty Ship Cruises, like Majesty.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Magistry, but I mean like Majesty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
ships.
I know. Yeah, I think that I know.
Dash cruise. Yeah, I think that's what that stands for. But
makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm following. Yeah,
some fun thing is like the HMS used to be Her Majesty's ship, but I mean they don't have to change an acronym because there's a man there, so it's his Majesty ship.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the Virtuosa, it's big old cruise ship, which I just gotta say, cruise ships look goofy as fuck in the ocean. They don't look like they should exist. They look like they're gonna topple over. Like don't take a turn at more than 2 degrees because you're gonna flip the fuck over.
They don't have a lot of draft. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, and didn't
you go on a cruise ship not that long ago?
Yeah, a number of times. Yeah.
Did you get the shits from it?
No, they had like these like wings that came out in rough seas, so it made it super smooth.
It
wasn't like outriggers.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, they came out under the water. It was little stabilizers at the aft and.
What the fuck wouldn't you have those just like all the time?
Yeah, well, you don't need them all the time to drag, but during rough seas, they help stabilize.
I don't have sea legs, so I would be hurling the whole time.
I do well in the sea. I'm okay there.
Yeah, I'm not too bad on the sea. The last time I was on a boat, I kept noticing that like after we got off the boat, I got on land and I was still feeling like I was on the boat.
I felt like at the family reunion, I felt like for like a day afterwards. It was like it wasn't until the next morning did I feel like I was not on a boat anymore.
Last time I was on a boat, we went shark diving and I was hungover and I still didn't throw up.
I don't remember the last time I was on a boat, like the date, but I feel like it was more recent than I'm thinking. It was fairly recently.
I went on a fishing boat out of the Oregon Depot Bay, and I had stayed up late drinking. And we got out on the boat the next day, and I had a Rockstar and a little instant oatmeal, and I was the only person on the boat to throw up.
Right.
So
could have been your prep meal there, bud. So speaking of, so like getting back on the subject of big boats, the biggins. This boat's fucking huge. It's got like 6 pools on it. It's got a kid section.
Jesus H.
Bars, yeah, all this stuff.
Jesus H. Christ.
Jesus H. Yeah. So they are teaming up with F1. So when you buy passage on this boat for this thing, you are buying F1 passage. And it comes with certain perks and all that stuff. And you can buy like a cabin only or a cabin and an F1 ticket. So cabin only is like you're on the boat's in the dock, the race is happening, you're in your fucking, on the water line, porthole. I can view out of that. You're getting shitty reception on your phone. You're probably going to be in the dining hall, whatever. Cabin plus F1 ticket, you get a ride there, and then you get to come out of the crew quarters to go look at the race from a mile away or whatever. And you got like the F1 experience and all that. But who cares about what the rabble can afford? I want to know the most exquisite, best thing, and that is the cabin plus F1 premium hospitality suite, whatever the fuck. Yeah, pinkies high, raise your nose a little bit, about 10 degrees. There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with this all-inclusive package, you get exclusive suite accommodations, choosing between the Aria experience, I don't know what the fuck that is, or the MSC Yacht Club, which sounds pretty dope. I mean, honestly, if it's between the two of those, I don't know what the fuck the first thing is. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Yacht Club, like just walk around the seats.
Yeah, with a monocle in.
Yeah. Shit. What's this, the 34 foot tiny ass fucking lifeboat? This thing's barely longer than an inflatable. This stupid shit. Your luxury yacht is my lifeboat, basically. It's like your workout is my warm up. Yeah.
I've had dinner tables longer than this.
I've had marriages longer than this. So including with that, fucking you also yuppies. Get the 3-day premium hospitality pass, and you get to choose among Turn 1 Suite and the F1 Paddock Club. So I'm assuming that means you get to go between back and forth, because it's and not or. So you can go to the Turn 1 Suite, which sounds fucking dope, or the F1 Paddock Club, which also sounds fucking dope. And I think I'm going to go with the F1 Paddock Club.
Yeah, but the Turn 1 Suite, right at Turn 1. Imagine what you could see. That
would be sweet.
Right, would be sweet.
Let's see what you did there.
Right. Well, so I mean, I really can take advantage of that because I'm an American. So what I could do is I can go into the Paddock.
I'm an American. Let me in.
Yeah, I can Paddock Club, get me my LBs, my light beers, and then I can wide elbow it out to the Turn 1 Suite and kind of spread them out and be like, "This is my son. I was standing here years ago," and all that shit. Mm-hmm. So the Turn 1 Suite, which is fucking dope, also includes premium trackside views, exceptional table service, guided paddock tour, and exclusive extras, which does not list.
Like, what's the extras?
We don't know.
I mean, they're exclusive, but right. What are they?
They're exclusive and they're extra, so you don't get to know, but they're extra. So it's probably like a keychain or
it's
get a cool lanyard with your favorite team.
You get your photo. It's like green screened with like Turn 1, like you're on the track.
No, you get to stand next to your favorite driver's cardboard cutout.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, it's your official F1 experience pass on the boat, and it's got like the name of the boat on it, and it's just like F1 experience, so it's not actually like a licensed F1 piece.
So you get to hand out the second place trophy, but you get to hand it to the guy that gives it to the driver.
Yeah, you just you get to go to the trophy presenting ceremony, but it's where like F1 presents the trophy to the people that are presenting the trophies.
Right. So it says here so I guess the difference is it's like that's the Turn 1 Suite, so if you have to choose either or, You can either choose the Turn 1 Suite, which is premium trackside views, exceptional table service, hospitality, guided paddock tour, and exclusive extras. Or you can choose the F1 Paddock Club. Based on this thing, especially the last thing on the list here. So the F1 Paddock Club includes the F1 Pit Lane Walk, which is dope. Track tour on a flatbed truck, which is fucking cool.
Totally dope.
F1 drivers and ambassadors appearances, which I don't know, but F1 drivers is in that list, so that's gonna be fucking cool.
It's the drivers ambassadors. It's like what did they say?
No, F1 drivers and ambassadors.
Oh. What was it that if you had a knight and then it was like the knight's apprentice was what was that called? A squire. Yeah, exactly. You just see all the drivers squires that are just like running around with their race gear and shit.
Loading up water bottles and shit. Yeah. You also get world-class dining experience and the best part, in my opinion, open bar.
Open bar, dude.
Open bar.
Yeah.
That's a Tire Preference Podcast. Good get is an open bar.
We are pro open bar
podcast. Good get. I like it.
tip your bartenders.
That's gonna be our new thing. It's like one of our new things.
The good
official
get.
Tire Preference Podcast. Good get is anything with an open bar.
This bar isn't even F1 related, but it's
not. But it's an official good.
It's a good get. Yeah, we need just like a rubber stamp that goes over. It's like good get.
Right.
Oh no, they play races on Sundays and you can get booze. It's a good get.
That's going to be one of our t-shirt designs. It's like the Tire Preference Podcast logo, but over it's like a rubber stamp of a good get.
Yeah, it's just good get. This is an open bar. Good get.
Good get.
But the bar was closed. Bad get.
Bad get. But I walked into the L store with a shotgun and got free booze and cash. Good get.
Yeah. I robbed the L store. Bad get. I stole a bottle of Glenfiddich. Good get.
So this all-inclusive, good get bar thing, that costs £1,350. Do you want to guess what that is in the U.S. standard a dollar?
1,500.
$1,630.
Oh, Tyler remembers from before the podcast.
Oh, what? Did I get it right? That's amazing. You should have just
guessed wrong for more fun story. Yeah, currently it is $1,639 per person, which I gotta say, for getting on a cruise ship, having a fucking like a proper suite cabin, and then getting all the shit, $1,600 and all. I didn't mention
not
this
too
earlier.
Bad actually.
This is all happening in Dubai. This is the Yas Marina circuit.
Yeah,
that is a fucking screaming deal.
Yeah,
yeah, that's like.
But then you got to get there, which is like another $20 million.
Well, you still go to the port of call that the boat starts at. So who the fuck knows?
It's not Seattle. I'll tell you that.
No, it's not Seattle. It's not.
You're
LA.
flying somewhere.
Yeah. It's not Miami.
You're jumping the pond, as they say.
Yeah, you are. There are no port of calls in your state.
No, absolutely not. In any of our states right now. Yeah.
I got a few.
Not for this.
No, not for this.
Yeah. Could you imagine a cross-Atlantic trek and then you get to go to an F1 race?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be kind of dope. For $1,600.
Just like gas station sushi, like fresh caught today. From where? This boat's like 100 feet above the water. Like,
yeah.
Where the fuck are you getting the sushi from?
It was freshly caught from the freezer.
Yeah, we freshly caught this when my coworker threw it at me from the freezer. So yeah, that's good get. I guarantee though, next year, if this is successful and a lot of people buy this, next year the tickets are going to be twice, 3 times as much for this.
Oh god.
So if you're into this kind of thing and you got the scratch to pay for it, fucking jump on it now, because this will not be this cheap ever again.
If you have a honeymoon coming up, that's what you should be doing instead of anything else.
Right. If you have a honeymoon coming up.
If you have a honeymoon on the horizon. You should go to this F1 experience that's not a whole lot of money, and it'd be a really good time. for everyone involved.
So, speaking of the next race, moving on.
You beat me to it.
Did we already talk about Leclerc? We talked about Leclerc's 10-place grid penalty just briefly.
Yeah.
I think we started right at the top. It was the opening gripe of the podcast.
Yeah, we never really expanded on it. So I think if I've already mentioned this, just cut whatever side Dave and post editing, but he's got a 10-place grid penalty because he's taken a third ECU so far this year, which sucks dicks, and it's definitely ruining his morale. And actually, I know for a fact we talked about this earlier. I just didn't say that Ferrari supplies shit to other teams, and look out for Sainz and Haas because they're going to have the same shit happening at some point this year. And Alfa Romeo.
Yep.
Ferrari emissions or engines.
I mean, if it's a trend that's going to happen with reliability for those engines, yeah, I see all those going down soon.
Which really sucks when your whole off-season mission was to
what were they doing?
Reliability. That was all
the fuck were they doing?
They were firing people.
Yeah, they were fucking. Yeah, we went through the whole Goodfellas scenario a minute ago.
Yeah,
like that's what they were doing.
Yeah, Matteo Benito is.
They're fucking. Yeah, it's
lithium couch cushions for bus fare now because this fucking. Tracy's got the goddamn gremlin. She's like, you know, out buying cigarettes again. Fucking who knows?
They let him go, and as like his, golden balloon exit thing, they gave him a Fiat.
Yeah, it's like the second he stepped off the boat, the bus, the Greyhound bus to his fucking neighborhood in Jersey, his hair deflated. And now it's like he's got a middle part, all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Sad hair.
And a gold necklace too.
It just happened to be there. Like, you never noticed it.
It's got this affinity for yellow gold now.
Yeah, the next race.
The next race, fellas.
Which Mattia will be watching from home in New Jersey.
Yeah, at an odd time. She has to deal with it.
Watching it on like an old fucking tube TV, and so like the only thing in his apartment is like a fucking tube TV on the floor. He's eating like Chinese takeout. And he's sitting in a fucking lawn chair.
But he's not sitting in a lawn chair. He's sitting on the edge of his bed, which is a mattress on the floor. It's an efficiency apartment.
There's fucking just assorted Stella Artois cans all around him or some shit.
Well, so let's start off with the weather for this weekend. It's supposed to be sunny, no rain, and
I mean, it's
mid-80s.
It's the fucking Arab desert. I mean, it's not going to be wet.
Yeah,
but they get rain there
occasionally.
Yeah, are you talking about at the end of the race when they shower everyone in water?
No, I actually looked it up. They don't get no rain. I don't remember how much rain they get, but it's not.
They don't get no rain.
It's not.
Yeah, they get like what, like an inch a year or some shit.
So on average, for this month, March, it's 0.11 inches. Their wettest month is November. It's 1.4. That's a decent amount of rain for a month for a desert country.
That's like an afternoon of a hard pour.
Yeah, the there are some measurements on this thing that are measured in millimeters, and then they have like in brackets inches, and a lot of them are 0 because there's so few millimeters that they don't even equal an inch. Like fucking September, the average rainfall in inches is 0 because it's 0.1 millimeter.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Yeah. You get some things from the
heavens. It's a dry place.
Yeah, it's a dry place. Yeah. Jeddah, it's right on the coast of the Red Sea, which is a big thing, and Saudi Arabia, which is a country located in which region?
Middle East.
Wrong. East Asia. I don't know when they changed it, but they did. It's not called the Middle East. It's called East Asia.
Fucking Middle East.
No, it's East Asia. It's not in the middle of anything. It is.
You're the middle of this.
It's East Asia.
Whatever.
It's in between Asia and Europe. It's the Middle East.
It's not in between Asia and Europe. It's in between Asia and Africa.
Whatever, I knew that.
It's a region. That'd be like me. I guarantee, Dave, if I said Mexico's in South America, you'd be like, actually, it's Central America.
Well, we didn't change it recently either. So
isn't Mexico part of North America, actually?
No, Central America.
It's North America continent, but it's Central America region.
Potato.
Yeah, exactly. They're all imaginary. So
wow, that's how you feel about him, huh?
No, all the boundaries are fucking imaginary. You know what I'm talking about, you ass. All right, moving on. We got F1 news to talk about. We have 6 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess if you look up the continents, the Middle East, but if you look up the regions, it's East Asia. So you're splitting hairs there.
Yeah.
And yes, North America is part of the Mexico's part of the doesn't matter. Point is, we're in Jeddah. And I was doing a little bit of research on Jeddah because I have an ADD brain. I can't not. And so Jeddah is it seems like a, if you're a dude, pretty chill place to go.
Street track.
You're a straight dude.
Straight dude.
That's your spot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it if you're of like I am, the Irish, Danish, palish complexion thing. And I wouldn't recommend going there because of one simple and overbearing fact, and that is the sun. It is a desert landscape. You will not survive very well there. Pack sunscreen with the most zeros behind it. Or wear, like the locals do, wear whatever. What do you call that?
Just go out at night.
Robes.
The robes that they wear. Go out at night. Not in a full moon though.
Well, you think they're wearing dresses, but that's very strategic. I mean, those are cool for that climate.
They ain't doing it for fashion. Underneath. They're doing it for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've thought about that for years,
for generations. Yeah. So I went to look up some history of Jeddah, like we did with Interlagos so long ago, and I forgot that Saudi Arabia is old as fuck, and their history goes back to the Ottoman Empire, and I was like, I don't have time for this, so let's just do some other things. So I went out there, and I don't know why I did this, but I said, fuck it, let's buy a house in Jeddah. And I found a house for sale. It is a villa type house. It's in a newly expanding neighborhood. They're building roads out there and all that stuff. It's a villa type house, 2,895 square foot.
That's big.
It's a big house.
Jesus.
Almost 3,000 square feet. And I noticed this with a lot of other house listings on the website that I was on, which I couldn't read because it was in Sanskrit and not in English. And I don't know how to read that. I'm sorry, I don't. But every single house had the bedrooms available plus maid. Like they just assume you're gonna have a house employee.
We'll say that house maid, a butler.
That's the PC term now, is a house employee. So so this house has a 5-bedroom house plus one for the house employee, which they put as maid, which for some interesting reason was an English word on this website. I don't know.
Sanskrit, maid. Sanskrit.
Yeah. And then something else I noticed with all these houses is there's always more bathrooms than bedrooms, which I guess is good. Because each bedroom gets its own bathroom, and then you have like a common bathroom. But this one had 6 bathrooms. So off the top, it's almost 1,000 square foot. It's a villa house. So standalone house. You don't get much of a backyard. Parking's on the street, and you have a small driveway for 2 cars. It's 5 bedroom plus one for the house employee, and then 6 bathroom. Do you guys want to guess how much that is US dollars?
I'm gonna go with 2 mil.
I'm gonna say 3 mil, 3.5 mil.
So it is 1.8 million Saudi Arabia dollars. It is 480,000 US dollars.
Jesus Christ.
480,000.
If I can pull some strings, I could work that out.
No shit. Yeah. I think there's some houses in Tyler's neighborhood that are half that. They're twice as much.
Yeah, that are fucking half the size and twice the price.
Jesus.
Fucking crazy. But you also have to live in the goddamn desert, which sucks dicks.
That's true.
It just does. I don't care what desert it is. It just sucks to live in a desert.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're going to move on to our race predictions. This being a race week, we like to do our race predictions on,
on race
weeks.
On race weeks, yeah, so we remember.
So we are heading to, if you didn't already know from, everything we've, talked about on this fucking podcast so far, the Jeddah Street Circuit. It is a really interesting circuit. It's pretty high speed. They predict that like the Ferraris will do better here, but they fucking say that about every goddamn racetrack. So
we'll see.
I will tell you, I think this track, and I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure this track has the most turns out of any F1 circuit on the calendar, and that sitting up with 27, which is that's a lot of fucking turns. There are some turns that though, like 25 and 26, kind of are on the same stretch. I mean, they are a DRS zone, so it's not like actual like turns, but
is that big behind the lake, kind of straight?
It's like the last not so straight.
Yeah.
And then you have like the so it's like last year, that's where Leclerc was kind of trying, like, so he did this in Bahrain too, but this track he was also trying to do the same trick on Verstappen, and it worked a couple of times, but not as effectively, where he would let Verstappen pass him on turns 25, 26 and let him get around him on 27, so he'd get DRS for the pit wall straight.
Yeah.
And ended up not working out for him too well because, he lost.
Verstappen?
No, Leclerc. Verstappen did really well with it because he fucking won last year.
Well, so that's what happened was Verstappen.
Yeah.
Didn't he eat it into a turn during practice or qualifying? So didn't Verstappen eat it into a turn during qualifying too?
Yeah, I think so. And we also saw, I think, Alonso DNF on this track.
Was this one of the Red Bull DNFs?
I don't. Sergio Perez might have DNF'd on this track.
I think it was Perez DNF'd on this one.
Yeah. So, first Grand Prix was in 2021. Number of laps is going to be 50. Your one lap circuit length is 6.1 kilometers, which is pretty is a decent length. Yeah. Race distance total is going to be 308 kilometers, so about 300 kilometers distance is going to be every race. And the lap record was in 2021 from Hamilton, 130.734. So it's got 3, 130. It's got 3 detection zones. One, of course, on the pit straight, which we always have a detection zone. Then you have, or not detection, but a DRS zone. The detection zone's right after turn 27 on that first one. Then you have a detection zone between turns 16 and 17 for a Sector 2 DRS, which goes around, starts just after turn 19, goes through turn 20, 21, and then ends at 22, where you immediately have another detection zone for the Sector 3 DRS, because there's 3 DRS zones in this fucking track.
I like 3 DRS zones.
Yeah, more DRS zones than Mo better. But you have the third one, which is a swooping DRS zone where they actually have the speed trap, and that's around turns 25, 26, leading up.
That's a big, 27. Long, sweeping, not so straight.
Not so straight. Yeah.
What do they call that in fucking the Grand Tour?
The isn't straight.
The isn't straight.
Yeah, on the Ebola drome.
The Ebola drome.
Yeah, you could also call it what do they call it? I'm gonna butcher this word. It's like I would keep on saying perennial, but I know it's not the right one. Just ignore that. No,
parabolic.
No, it's not the parabolic. It's like the last in a series of things.
The penultimate.
That's the one. Yeah, penultimate corner. That's 27. So yeah, it should be interesting. It's gonna be a bit of a dogfight. A lot of sharp turns, lots of places to get around. It's a street circuit, so it's gonna be tight. Not a lot of runoff on the turns. I definitely look for
be a little more careful.
100%. So it's gonna be interesting. There's definitely gonna be some DNFs to go around. I would be very surprised if we don't see a safety car. But we'll get to that more now when we talk about our race predictions. So who wants to go first?
I do not.
I'll go first. Race predictions. We're gonna see race predictions. We're gonna see Red Bull 1-2, Max Verstappen on top, rock and roll, fuck yeah. And then
low hanging fruit.
Shut up. Maybe we'll see Fernando Alonso on the podium again. So I'm going 1, 2, 3. I'm going 3 Red Bulls again. And my wild card is Fernando Alonso wins.
Oh.
Wow.
Dave, you want to grace us with your opinion?
I guess I'll go. Well, I do see Red Bull being strong, so probably 1-2. I'm not going to count Aston Martin on the podium this one. I think they were riding a high. Alonso was trying to prove something, coming to a team, showing he's going to be top dog in this team, obviously.
Lance.
Yeah, so I just see a good performance out of Aston Martin. I just don't see them on the podium. I think Ferrari's gonna get Leclerc, most likely Leclerc on the podium, probably in third. And I don't really have any predictions other than that.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that
long pause.
No, sorry. I think that man, so whenever I do these predictions, I really struggle between being objective and just what I want. So I think that like Red Bull's got a good thing going for them. I think they're going to do well no matter what. I think that Ferrari is going to be in the race, but they're probably not going to be competing for first and second. It's probably just going to be a Checo
participating in the race.
Well, I don't want to say they're just like going to be so they're going to be fast and they're going to do well enough to where people, like the lower field's not going to be able to pass them. And I think that Aston Martin, which so far has like shown itself to be the next fastest team on the track, is not going to be super touching him. I know we had Fernando Alonso that was passing Carlos Sainz, but that's not to say that he would have passed Leclerc. He might have, but that third Red Bull car, which I mean, if you really look at it, I don't want to get into it, but if you really look at it, it's not super.
Well, Leclerc had decent pace up until he DNF'd.
Yeah, but I mean that's just it, though. I mean, you can have great pace, but look at Verstappen last year in Baku or Bahrain. Great pace. You don't DNF, you don't get to see the checkered flag. Or you do DNF, you don't get to see the checkered flag. I think that the dogfights and like the really good exciting parts from this race are going to be from the midfield back. I don't think that we're going to see anything exciting from Red Bull, Ferrari, or Aston Martin. I think that like Alonso's probably going to take it away and do really well. So your main battle between Aston Martin is going to be with Mercedes, so I'd watch out for that. There's going to be a safety car in this race. So
for sure.
If you look for proper pit strategy, then I think that if Red Bull screws the pooch and really fucks themselves and Ferrari gets a really good lucky get on the caution or the safety car, they could pull out a dub or a podium. maybe 2 podiums, but it's going to be at least I don't say at least at least a Leclerc on podium, and or there's going to be a Ferrari on the podium, and it's going to be 2 Red Bulls. I don't think that if both Ferraris can stay on track, that Aston Martin's going to have the pace to outdo them, because this is a track that's best suited for Ferrari than the last track, arguably. I think that wild card, what's going to happen is we're going to see Hülkenberg get his first podium. That'd be dope.
Oh, fuck. I didn't give a wild card.
No, you didn't give a wild card.
Oh, dang.
All right, well, when you're done, I'm going to give my wild card.
That was pretty much it. I think that, it's going to be a rough one for Ferrari this year. I think that, Max Verstappen and fucking... I think, I read somewhere that if Max Verstappen keeps with the pace of getting dubs every race, then he will become champion at his home race in one of his 3 home races in Zandvoort, which is in the Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
So yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Nice. I was going to come in with something. What was I going to say?
Wild card.
My wild card. Okay, yeah. So my wild card. All right, I said Logan Sargent in the first race was just going to be on track, head forward, finish the race. He did that. He did well and finished 12th. So it's in the grasping of points. I see Sargent hitting points this weekend. I don't know how.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think Williams is going to grab points this weekend, both from Albon and Sargent. Albon had a great race last weekend, so I think both of them are going to come out looking good. I think new American driver is going to stun some folk, and we're gonna have a Williams team maybe to be reckoned with in the midfield.
All right.
Yeah, I would love to see Logan Sargent do well. I don't think McLaren's going to do well. I think they're going to be toward the bottom.
I think they're fucking scraping the bottom of the barrel.
It's going to be some time before we see them figure out their issues, I think.
Yeah, that I would not be surprised in the next couple of races if they're not one of the teams that are like, hey, so this season's just going to be a wash. We're just playing for next season, which really sucks for especially Piastri, because fucking he got such a weird battle.
All that hoopla that went down.
Yeah.
No shit. Bet he's regretting that now.
Mm-hmm.
More reason for Ricardo to be smiling right now.
Ricardo. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it from us at the Tire Preference Podcast this time. So thank you all so much for listening and sticking with us. And this is episode 46. We got 4 more episodes until episode 50.
We're at 44.
Ooh. Got 6 episodes to the 50.
So we're recording currently 44.
45.
So when this one gets released,
45.
Yeah, 45.
Then we get the will of Trump in on our.
Oh God.
I don't know why I decided to say that, but
that's because you're in Florida.
I don't know why.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess Florida's rubbing off me. I just heard 45 and thought Trump. You see it a lot down here.
Why'd you think of Trump when you heard the number 45?
Because you see this shit all the time. He's the 45th president. You see 45 squared on hats all the time. It's fucking bullshit. Come on.
45. So
it's not even an election year.
He's going to be the fucking 10 millionth president. 45 squared. 45 times itself. 45 times.
They're not smart people.
No. Figure it out. We don't care where you come from. Just don't be an idiot. Just thank you for listening to us. And
don't be like F1.
Just like F1. That's all you need. Just you know what? Just only talk about F1. I don't want to hear about nothing that's not F1. in our comments or anything like that, because there are other places to comment that shit. Just talk about F1. That's all you need. That's it. So where we're going to do our social media shout outs. I'm saying that more for myself than everyone else. So you can find me at the Red Kennedy 45 on Instagram, the Red Kennedy on Twitter. You can find the podcast at the Preference Pod on Twitter, and the Tire Preference Podcast on YouTube, which is also linked to Dave's video game thing, Schnickel Fritz. And with that, Dave, why don't you take it away with your social medias?
Hi, find me at the Instagrams on Maximum_Dave. You can find me and my wife at Featuring next Friday on the Instagrams as well.
Yeah, look for big updates from that soon.
Yeah, we do cool stuff there.
You can find me at t.k.66 on Instagram. That's it. That's the only spot I'm really at.
Yep. That's pretty much it. So thank you all again so much for tuning in and liking and subscribing. Please do that. Tell a friend. And while you're doing that, why don't you just keep within track limits?
I say just hammer it. Hit the gas. Just fuck the brake limits. Just hammer it. Fuck around and find out.
Yeah, you fuck around and find out enough, you become a stain on the wall. Hit those breaking points, folks.
All right, well, we'll catch you guys later.
With that,
see you next time.
I love you guys. I'll find that record button.